Today, I thought we'd talk about electric cars. Mrs. H and I are actually quite keen to get an electric car. We live here in France, and most of our driving is popping out to the shops, the feed store, and towns are 4 or 5 kilometers apart. We really don't go very long distances. But will an electric car work for us? And is it good for the environment?
Electric cars or internal combustion engine cars? Which is better? A petrol car can be refueled in 5 minutes or less. However, recharging electric cars can take at least 1 hour as of this present moment.
If you buy an electric car today, you're just shifting your fuel source from the gas pump to a power plant. And if those power plants burn coal, driving an electric car can actually put more CO2 into the air than a hybrid.
There's a lot of very negative publicity about electric vehicles out right now. In a new report, they highlight the problems of using an electric car in winter. They correctly claim that batteries, e-batteries in cars, actually work at a lower performance when they're cold. Absolutely correct. But in my humble opinion, they are missing the point. Who really needs the 200 kilometer plus range that most e-cars now get? I'm happy to have half of that, and it would still more than be sufficient for our daily use. The other thing that I hear all the time is electric cars produce as much, if not more, CO2 pollution than conventional internal combustion engines. Again, not true. If you look at the overall picture, batteries are pretty dirty to produce, and they use these toxic heavy metals. Guess who also uses heavy metals? And in fact, guess who uses more? The petrochemical companies use a lot of these metals to refine the gasoline that you currently drive around in. And I'd like to point out that centralized power generation, especially here in France, which is nuclear. I'm not the world's biggest fan of nuclear energy because of the long-term recycling problems with nuclear, but nuclear energy is zero CO2 producer. So if you're really comparing your gas-guzzling diesel pickup truck compared with a generating station, come on. They can process and clean the atmosphere much more than millions of individual exhaust pipes can. But that still leaves us with a dilemma, and I would really appreciate your input in this, and that is what vehicle to actually buy. I think the good analogy is a lot of private pilots have this dilemma about what aircraft to buy. You can buy a little Piper Cub, which is good for just going short distances, or you can buy a kind of turbocharged Bonanza that will be a cross-country machine for your family. And what pilots do is they say, what is your proposed mission? So that's what we're going to do. We are going to look at how many people we're going to carry, what kind of goods we might carry, and how far we intend to drive. And I think currently there's very little choice for us who are small-time urban farmers that need occasionally to throw a goat in the back of a vehicle and 25 kilogram bags of sheep and goat food. Yeah, it's hard to know. I mean, I don't think that the most popular car here in France, the Renault Zoe, is really designed for sheep and goat farmers.
The new 100% electric Renault Zoe. Where could it take you? To that crazy party. The new Renault Zoe, 250-mile NEDC range.
So we're holding out a bit to find the ideal vehicle. I don't really think that we're in the market for a Tesla pickup truck. It's way too big and way too expensive. So e-car manufacturers, please bring out an e-vehicle that is suitable for us, that can throw big stuff in the back, get dirty, have a high ground clearance, work in the winter, but also you can just take to the shops. Sadly, I really don't think there's an ideal vehicle for our mission at present, but maybe you know better. Get in touch, leave a comment below. Also let me know what you think about e-cars and we can start a debate, because there's a lot of rubbish talked about there, and I would definitely will participate in anybody who is negative about electric cars, because they are going to be our future. The internal combustion engine is dead. The truth is out there.